Today we're on lesson 27. Your power-up is in your Wednesday folder. Let's get going on your facts, your mental math, and then your problem of the day at the bottom. When you're done, press play so that we can correct it together. Make sure your name's at the top. And let's get going. 11 minus 9 is 2. 6 minus 0 is 6. 13 minus 6 is 7. 10 minus 3 is 7. 15 minus 7 is 8. 9 minus 6 is 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. 14 minus 7 is 7. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. 10 minus 8 is 2. 14 minus 6 is 8. 9 minus 4 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 17 minus 8 is 9. 6 minus 3 is 3. 10 minus 5 is 5. 12 minus 6 is 6. 8 minus 3 is 5. 13 minus 4 is 9. 12 minus 6 is 5. 16 minus 8 is 8. 12 minus 7 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. 14 minus 5 is 9. 8 minus 8 is 0. 9 minus 7 is 2. 15 minus 6 is 9. 6 minus 2 is 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. 17 minus 9 is 8. 16 minus 7 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 18 minus 9 is 9. 11 minus 8 is 3. Counting says count by fours from 4 to 40 and then back down. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. And back down. 40, 36, 32, 28, 24, 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. Mental math at the bottom. A says 147 plus 225. 7 plus 5 is 12. 1 goes up, 2 goes down. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 more is 7. 1 plus 2 is 3, so you get 372. B, 356 plus 126. 6 plus 6 is 12. 1 goes up, 2 goes down. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 5 more is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4, so you get 482. C, 239 plus 144. 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 goes up, 3 goes down. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 4 more is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. D, 9 equals 4 plus box. What would go in the box? Well, to find the answer, we could subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. Yep. So we get 5. E says, what is the radius of a circle that has a diameter of 2 inches? So the diameter, the entire way across, is 2. So if the diameter equals 2 inches, what's just half of that? The radius. Well, the radius then is going to be 1 inch, because this side is 1 and this side is 1, plus 1 plus 1 is 2. So 1 inch is the radius. F. Hala had $7. Then she spent, subtracted $2 on a toothbrush. How much money does she have left? 7 minus 2 is 5, so we get $5. G, a large dog weighed 88 pounds. Round it to the nearest 10. Nearest 10, underline the 10's place, the 8. 8 looks at the 8. The 8 says 5 through 9 go up 1 time, so it's telling the 8 to go up to a 9, and then the rest turn to zeros. So 90 pounds. The abbreviation for pounds is LBS, so you could do 90 pounds like this, or you could write it out pounds. Either way works for your label. H says Dan took 2 steps that were each 61 centimeters long. Altogether, how many centimeters did he move? So first step, 61, and the second step was 61. So to find the total, we've got to add. 61 plus 61. 1 plus 1 is 2. 6 plus 6 is 12. So you had 122 centimeters. Problem of the day says, choose an appropriate problem-solving strategy to solve this problem. At 12 o'clock, the hands of the clock point in the same direction, right? 12 minute hand would be pointing here, and the hour hand would be pointing here. At 6 o'clock, the hands point in the opposite direction. Hour hand would be pointing here, hour hand would be pointing here, minute hand would be pointing here. Draw pictures of clocks to show the hours that the hands of the clock form right angles. Hours, so we know that in both of our clocks, we're going to have our minute hand all the way up to the 12. All right, now to form a right angle, where would those have to point? Remember, a right angle is like the perfect corner of a piece of paper. So how could we do it like this? Well, we've already got one up, so if we go out like this, what time would that be? Well, 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock, and then what if we had a right angle that looks like this? That'd be 9 o'clock. All right, go ahead, flip it over. Let's get going on our problems for today. Lesson 27. Today you will learn how to show multiplication as repeated addition and how to solve elapsed time problems. So we're looking at multiplication today and more clock time problems. Example 1. Says change this addition problem to a multiplication problem. So it has 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Well, repeated addition we can always change into multiplication. So how many 6's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is like 6 times 5. Now today we're just changing these into multiplication problems. We're not finding the answer to them yet. So it would just be 6 times 5. That's it. All right? So remember, I have 6. I've got a bunch of 6's here. I've got to count how many? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I got my 5. So I got 6 times 5. Example 2. Looking at elapsed time problem. In the afternoon, she arrives home from school 1 hour and 50 minutes later than the time shown on the clock. So we're looking for 1 hour and 50 minutes after this. What time did she arrive home? So the time on the clock, look at my shorthand, it's between the 1 and the 2, so remember I got to use the smaller number, so it's 1, and then it's pointing at the 9, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So this time is currently 1:45. What would be 1 hour and 50 minutes after that? Well, 1 hour after 1:45 is 2:45. Now we're going to find 50 minutes after that. 2:45. So then if I count up 50 minutes, so 1 hour after 1:45 is 2:45. Now I still got to do 50 more minutes after that. All right, so if I did 50 minutes after this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 would be right here. Okay, I crossed across the 12, so that's going to have to go up an hour. So 3, and then what am I pointing at? I'm pointing at 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it's 3:35. All right, it's in the afternoon, so I get 3:35 p.m. Okay? So I'm taking my 1 hour and 1:45, added an hour, get it to 2:45, and then I gotta go 50 minutes. Now, the other thing you could do is you could add 2 hours. So 1 hour and 50 minutes, well, that's just 10 minutes short of 2 hours because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 2 hours after 1:45 would be 2:45, 3:45. And then if you count back 10 minutes, 3:45, 3:40, 3:35. So either way, you'd get 3:35 p.m. Right? Let's look at example 3. Example 3 says on Monday morning an elementary school had a fire drill 4 hours and 25 minutes before the time shown on the clock. So we're looking for 4 hours, 25 minutes before the time shown on the clock. Well, the time shown on the clock, minute hand is, or the shorthand, our hour hand is between the 1 and the 2, so we got to go with 1. And then pointing at the 3, 5, 10, 15 is 1:15 p.m. Now we got to find 4 hours before that. So before 1:15, go back 4 hours, 12:15, 11:15, 10:15, 9:15. So I went back 4 hours to 9:15, and then I gotta go back 25 minutes. 9:15, 25 minutes is 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so I gotta find the time if it was pointing right here. So 9:15, 9:10, 9:05, 9 o'clock, 10:55, or 8:55, 8:50. So if I go back 25 minutes, I'd be at 8:50 a.m. All right? Excellent. Go on to our lesson practice. Look at lesson practice on page 165. Look at A, change that into a multiplication problem. I'm going to do this one on the side if it's all right with you guys. So A, B, C, and D. Well, look at the first one. How many 3's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 4 times 3 because it says 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Next one, look at B. How many 9's are there? 1, 2, 3. So you got to do 9 times 3. Next one, how many 7's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do 6 times 7. We'll learn about the commutative property later this week. 6 times 7 is the same as 7 times 6, so it doesn't matter which order you have it in. D, how many 5's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 5. Remember, today we're not finding the answer to those. We'll learn how to do that tomorrow. Then our E and F. On our clock for E and F, we're looking at the time, 10:35. You see the hour hand is between the 10 and the 11, and then the minute hand is pointing at the 7, which is 35. All right, so we're at 10:35. E, what time will it be in 2 hours and 25 minutes? So 2 hours and 25 minutes after 10:35. All right, so 2 hours, 25 minutes. Well, what's 2 hours after 10:35? Sorry, guys. 10:35, 11:35, 12:35. And then what's plus 25 more minutes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, that would be pointing at the 12. So if we're at 10:35, 10:40, 10:45, 10:50, 10:55, 11 o'clock. So for E, we get 11 o'clock a.m. F says if it's morning, what time was it? 6 hours and 30 minutes ago. So we're going back 6 hours, 30 minutes. Well, what's back 6 hours? 10:35, 9:35, 8:35, 7:35, 6:35, 5:35, 4:35. So we're back to 4:35. And then what's 30 minutes before that? 4:35 minus 30 minutes? Well, 35 minus 30 is 5, so we get 4:05 a.m. Sorry if my writing's a little small, guys. 4:05 a.m. So from here, we go back 30 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So back to here would be pointing at the 1, which is 5 minutes. So we get 4:05 a.m. Let's get started on a couple of those problems for your assignment today. Problems for lesson 27 start on page 165. Make sure you get your name on the top, and then let's go on number 1. Number 1 says, just before noon, Adriana saw that 78 people were watching the game. At noon, she saw only 42 watching the game. How many had left the game by noon? Write an equation to solve the problem. So, before noon, she saw 78. Then, at noon, some had left, and she only saw 42. So 78 people started, then some left, and then we only had 42 remaining at the game. So missing number in a subtraction sentence, my missing number is second, so I'm going to still subtract. 8 minus 2, I get 6. 7 minus 4, I get 3. So 36 people. All right, let's move on to number 6. Turn your page. Number 6 says write 265 in expanded form. So 265, the 2 is in the hundreds place, so that's where 200. The 6 is in the tens place, so that's where 60. And the 5 is in the ones place, so you get just 5. So 200 plus 60 plus 5. Moving on to number 11. It says draw a square with sides 2 centimeters long, then shade 1/4. Draw my square. I'm going to label the sides 2 centimeters. Now, because it's a square, this side's going to be the same as this, and this side's going to be the same as this. So you can just label 2 of the sides. You don't have to label all 4. Then it says shade 1/4. So I'm going to evenly divide this into 4 pieces. Notice it's not perfect, but all my pieces are just about equal. Then I'm going to go ahead and shade in 1/4 of that. That's a great one to write C box for. Down to number 13. 13 says Eric plays percussion instruments in the school band. Band practice ends 3 hours after the time shown on the clock. What time does band practice end? So what time is shown on the clock here? My hour hand is between the 1 and the 2, so I got to use the smaller one, 1. My minute hand's at the 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 1:20. And then what's 3 hours after that? Well, I can just add 3 hours onto it. And I get 4:20 p.m. So what time does it end? 4:20 p.m. Make sure you got your answer here and here. Flip it over. Last one, let's do number 25. It says $1 equals how many pennies? Well, how many pennies are in $1? 100. A penny is what fraction of a dollar? So if there's 100 in $1, 1 penny would be 1 out of 100. And then B says 11 pennies are what fraction of a dollar? Well, 11 pennies then would be 11 out of 100. That should all go in the box at the side. A, 100 pennies. B, 1 out of 100. C, 11 out of 100. I crossed off the one bullet right below it, so feel free if it's got to spill over a little bit into this box, that's fine. Do your best on the rest of your work, and I'll see you at our 1 o'clock.